Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Today I have a haul for you. I have come into owning so many books. I love that I just separated myself from that immediately. I didn't buy so many books. I have come into owning so many books. Okay, anyway, I bought so many books recently. My birthday's coming up. It's in just a week now, and I have been using that as my excuse to basically get myself any book that I see that I want. I also had a pretty big trip to Half Price Books, so I have a ton of books to share with you guys. I think I have about 30 books here, so we're gonna go through them and I'll tell you a little bit about them. Obviously, I haven't read most of these. I think I read a couple because I was really excited to get to them when I bought them, but for the most part, these are all new to me books that I'll be adding to my shelves. Make sure to let me know down below if there are any that I haul that need to be prioritized that you guys want to see in future vlogs, etc., etc. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the haul. First up, I want to start with something that's totally out of my comfort zone. I did a vlog, oh gosh, when was this? This past fall in October, November, and it was reading one of my best friends, all of her favorite books, and we have completely different reading tastes. So I want to do another vlog like that because I actually discovered some different books that I never would have picked up that I really like during the course of filming that vlog. So I want to try some more stuff outside of my comfort zone. And one of the things that I would never think to pick up, but I'm seeing absolutely everywhere right now is manga. Listen, I don't know much about it. I don't know how to read it at all, but the one that I've seen everywhere is Spy Family by Tatsuya Endo. And this apparently is about a group of spies that are on a mission and they're posing as this fake family. So they're all going undercover on dangerous missions for the betterment of the world. In order to blend in, they have to act like this perfect little family so no one is onto them. And it sounds very charming, very funny, and it also obviously has that mystery element because they're spies and they're on this mission. I don't know, I'm very skeptical, but I got the first volume so I can try out my very first manga. Let me know if you want to see that vlogged. I am so nervous to get into it because what if I don't like it? I don't know, here's the thing, y'all. It's pictures and it's backwards. You're supposed to read it backwards. This is technically the front. I'm so confused. I'm gonna have to do some research. This is very new to me, but I have Spy Family Volume 1. On that same trip to Target, I also picked up One Last Secret by Adele Parks. And I've never heard of this author, but y'all know I'm always down to try a new to me thriller author. So I'm gonna give her a try. The description on the back just sounded like something I would really love. It says, "Everyone has secrets, don't they? A week at a beautiful chateau in the south of France should be a straightforward final job for Dora. She's smart, stunning, and a discreet escort, and Daniel has paid for her services before. This time, all she has to do is convince the assembled guests that she's his girlfriend. She's used to playing roles and being whatever men want her to be. It's all about putting on a front. One last luxurious look at how the other half lives before she turns her back on the escort world and all of its dangers. Because she has found someone that she loves and trusts, and with him, she can escape the life that she's trapped in. But she arrives at the chateau, and quickly it becomes obvious that this is not what it seems. She's trying to get out of the escort world, but this last job might keep her entangled. Y'all know I love a escort sugar daddy arrangement kind of situation in a thriller, so I cannot resist. Also, I believe that the author is British. Y'all know I love a British thriller. High hopes for this one. I also picked up at Target You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose, and this one I have featured in my new release thriller vlog, which is coming out in just a few days. It will be the next video up on my channel, and you can get all of my thoughts on it then. I don't want to spoil the vlog, but y'all, I have strong opinions on this book. Y'all know I have absolutely loved all of Geneva Rose's books in the past. I've actually given her 2 previous releases 5 and 4.5 stars, so y'all will get to see if this one lines up with that or not. But in this book, we are following a woman who is running from something. We're not quite sure what she's running from, but she stays at this Airbnb, and the entire time we're trying to figure out, is she gonna make it out of this Airbnb alive? Is this gonna be a barbarian situation? Honestly, the whole book reminded me of the setup for the movie Barbarian, but if you watch Barbarian, you know that it absolutely pops off, and the pop-off that I was waiting for didn't go quite how I expected. So I want to leave you in suspense for the vlog, but I have this one. And I not only have the book, but I have many strong opinions. Next up, we're gonna move on to some random books that I got on Amazon this month. The first one being my arch enemy, Darcy Bell. Darcy Bell is turning into the new Natasha Preston, y'all. I got her new book, Woman of the Year, and her 2 previous releases have both ended up on the year's respective worst books of the year video for me. So I don't know why I keep doing this. Actually, I do. It's because I loved A Simple Favor from her so much, and I keep waiting for something to be like that. So this is her new release. It says, 20 years ago, gregarious Lorelai and mousy Holly became fast friends. They also became close to their charismatic professor, an expert in control and human behavior. But in one twisted moment of gaslighting, their friendship flamed out and Lorelai's once promising future fell apart. Flash forward, Holly has everything Lorelai ever dreamed of, and Lorelai is a lonely cat lady, so they kind of switched roles. And Lorelai wants her revenge. Best friends make the best enemies. Ooh, this is a bitch, I'm gonna steal your life revenge thriller. It sounds so good, but I really don't want that last final twist that always annoys me that Darcy Bell does. So let's hope that she doesn't do it in this one. And of course, y'all know that I had to pick up Them by McKay Watson. Oh my God, I cannot believe that I'm holding this. If you don't know, McKay is one of my closest friends on BookTube. Go subscribe to him right now. And he is an author. Oh my God, my best friend's a fucking author. Can you believe it? I can, because he's so talented. He has more talent in his pinky finger than I will ever have in my life. I am blown away by this work of fiction. I can't wait to tell you all about it in my wrap up because, spoiler, this is one of my favorite books that I've ever read in my entire life. And it's not just because I'm so proud of McKay, it's because this book is so good. If you like extreme horror and you want to read a novella that reads like the show Black Mirror, this is it. If you've ever seen that TikTok trend, it's like a horror TikTok trend where it's like, what would you do if you saw your doppelganger out in the street, like someone who looked exactly like you? That is the best pitch that I can give you for this book. It is horrifying, it's extreme, it has great commentary, the imagery, oh my God. I'm not gonna go into it because wait for my wrap up, but also get the book and subscribe to McKay. I love it. Oh, here is another Target one. I forgot. There are multiple Target trips that really got me with the book section. The Half Sister by Sandy Jones. I've never read from Sandy Jones, would love to do a taste test for her. And this one is about sisters, Kate and Lauren, that meet for lunch every single week after the loss of their father, but a knock at their door is about to change everything. A woman with the results of a DNA test is claiming to be their half-sister. So the unthinkable happens when this family secret is revealed. From a little free library in my neighborhood, I found This Is Not a Test by Courtney Summers. And Courtney Summers, for me, has been hit or miss. It's either been like a 4 or 5 star or a 1 2 star read for her books and me. I'm interested in this one. I haven't heard much of anything about it. It's called This Is Not a Test. It's a YA thriller horror book. And it says, what do you do when the line between the living and the dead is blurred? It's the end of the world, so apocalyptic thriller, and 6 students have taken cover in a high school, but the shelter is of little comfort when the dead outside won't stop pounding on the doors. When everything is gone, what do you hold on to? So it's like zombie survival apocalyptic. Why have I not heard anything about this? I don't know, but I'm excited to give y'all the tea. Next up, let's just go ahead and get into my half price books trip because it's quite a lot. The whole reason why I went to Half Price Books in the first place is because actually one of my sweet, amazing clients in my practice recommended me a book because obviously I do all my telehealth sessions in front of my bookshelf, so they all know that I'm a big reader. And she recommended When Rabbit Howls, and this I usually wouldn't haul in a video like this, but when I mentioned in my last haul that I don't usually talk about my psychology books, I got a lot of comments asking for me to include the books that I buy and read for my practice on my channel. So I'm going to start doing that just in small ways. So this is one book that I'm going to read based on a client's recommendation, and we're going to talk about it together, use it in our practice. It's about one of the first people who helped develop research for DID, dissociative identity disorder, or you might know it as multiple personality disorder. And it talks about all the different parts that are coming up with her and how every alter develops and how they protect her in different ways. And I'm doing parts work from IFS with this client, so it just kind of is a natural fit, and she thought it would be interesting for me, and I think she's right. So I can't wait to read this and discuss with her. And it's so weird to be talking about that part of my job with this part of my job, but this is kind of the intersection of that. So yeah, and very, very, very different. On that trip to Half Price Books, I also picked up Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This is my best friend, one of her favorite hockey romances. She's a big hockey romance girl, so of course I trusted her recommendation. And this looks like it's a hockey player and an ice skater. I think it's like a college hockey romance. Yeah, it's takes place at the University of California, Maple Hills, and it's like a hate to love moment. Sparks are flying, She thinks she's never gonna like a hockey player, but then of course she falls in love with this guy who's like not like all the other hockey players. It's just gonna be a fun, smutty time. Anyway, moving on. I also found a hard copy of Know My Name by Chanel Miller at Half Price Books. This is one that I've had the audio for a while, but I really want to read the actual words, so I was looking for a physical copy, and I finally have it. I know this one is going to be a hard read for me. It's nonfiction, obviously. It's a memoir by Chanel Miller, who was raped by Brock Turner and had the infamous case that was a gross, disgusting form of injustice, and really just says how our justice system thinks and feels about women. So this is going to be a really hard, triggering read for me, but it's one that I've wanted to get to for quite a long time, so I thought having it actually physically on my shelves would encourage me to read it. Then I picked up a couple more books that I want to read for my practice. I work a lot with shame, especially because I work with queer people who are recovering from religious trauma, women who are queer, women who are not just gay but identify somewhere on the spectrum. And living in a shade of gray, you face a lot of shame from people who don't quite understand you or see you as valid. I know I've experienced that. It's something I talk with my clients a lot about. So I do a lot of work with my clients about shame. And Brene Brown, I love her shame research. And so I saw this book called So You've Been Publicly Shamed by John Ronson. And anything that has research about shame, I'm super interested in. So I'm going to be reading this one for my practice. And then I also picked up The Mindful Therapist by Daniel Siegel. And my supervisor is always giving me little strategies and things from Dan Siegel. I really, really love his work. So I decided to pick up his book because I found it for only $14.49, and that's like really good for one of these psychology books. But then of course, y'all know I could not leave Half Price until I went to the horror section, and somebody with really good like niche horror taste must have brought a ton of stuff to my Half Price Books because there was some good stuff there. Are we ready? Let's go. Starting out with Last One Alive by Christopher Rufty. This cover just really sucked me in. It's giving like Evil Dead, And hello, let me just read the description to you. It was supposed to be a relaxing weekend away from the drab of regular life, but what it became was a fight for survival. Megan is pursued through dense mountain woodlands by a psychopath she does not know in a relentless nightmare she cannot kill. No matter how she tries to stop him, he keeps coming back even stronger than before, chasing her deeper into the woods and into the clutches of a trio of despicable hillbillies who are sadistic on another scale. Lost in the woods, populated by pure evil all around, what hope does Megan have? Final girl, slasher, running through the woods. Like, this is giving me all my horror movie dreams. I don't know if this is going to be good or not, because it definitely looks like just like some self-published bullshit. So you never know. That could be amazing or trash. So I will find out, I guess. Also on clearance, I got The Retreat by Sarah Pierce, and this is kind of giving me like house guest. What am I thinking of? The Guest List. The Guest List, that's what I'm thinking of. It's about an idyllic wellness retreat on an island off the English coast. And of course, it has a dark past. It was a playground of a serial killer, and it's rumored to be cursed. Now, all the people who are at this wellness retreat cannot leave because a young woman is found dead below the yoga pavilion. And the longer one of our main characters stays, the more secrets she uncovers. So it's giving a mix between like 9 Perfect Strangers and The Guest List. I loved both of those, so hopefully I will love this one. Oh, I have 20% off this weekend. I guess I have to go back. What are you gonna do? I can't say no. But I also picked up Devil House by John Darnielle. I don't know. This is one that I've heard about. I don't know too much about it, but I've seen really great reviews, so I want to try it out. It's about a true crime writer. I mean, obviously this is fiction, but the main character is a true crime writer with one great success that was adapted into a movie. But then everything else since then hasn't really blown up to that level of success. But now he's being offered a big break to move into a house where a pair of notorious murders occurred during the satanic panic of the 1980s. So it's kind of giving like Charles Manson vibes. So he's going to research, move into this house, but once he gets there, he's like, okay, this is much more than I thought it was going to be. It's kind of giving me Kill Creek, which I love that book, so hopefully I love this one too. Then I found another one of these weird, like, I've never heard of them, kind of obviously like small publisher or independently published horror books. Like, this is what I mean. Like, someone came to my Half Price Books with some weird ass, random ass horror, and I'm like, hi, it's me. I'm the person who is going to be in the market for that. So I have Anybody Home by Michael J. Sedlinger, or Sedlinger? I don't know. And this is a home invasion story, which is literally my worst nightmare. I don't think anything scares me more than a home invasion. So we have a seasoned invader with multiple home invasions under their belt, recounting their dark victories while offering tutelage to a new generation of ambitious home invaders eager to make their mark in criminal history. From canvassing the home for entry to burgling and killing, the reader is complicit in every strangling and shattered window. The fear is inescapable. Examining the sanctuary of the home and one of the horror genre's most frightening tropes. Anyone Home points the camera lens onto the quiet suburbs and the unsuspecting abodes within it, any of which are potential stages for an invader ambitious enough to make it the scene of the next big crime sensation. Who knows, their performance might just make it to the silver screen? Hello? Also, I'm just now realizing Eric LaRocca, my fucking king, blurbed this book. So immediately, I'm ready. I trust him fully. Let's go. I'm gonna set this one aside. I need to prioritize that. And the last thing that I picked up from Half Price Books is Never Coming Home by Kate Williams. It says on the tagline, it's not a vacation, it's a trap, which just sounds like all the summer horror thriller vibes that I need. 10 influencers are sent to an island on a vacation to die for, and they start getting picked off one by one by one. So if you saw my April wrap up, you're probably thinking that sounds familiar, that sounds exactly like The Island by Natasha Preston. Well, I gave that one 1.5 stars. Okay, I hated it, but I gave an extra 0.5 star for the plot because I absolutely love the concept that much. Hopefully this is a better execution of that concept. And all the rest of the books in this haul are just going to be random pickups over the past month or so. A couple more Target trips in here. I did go to Target specifically to get some romances, so we'll start out with those. Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I have heard so much about this from Haley. This is going to be your new favorite romance. It's so emotional. It's so deep. To Haley, when you get to the third act of this book, you're literally going to throw it across the room. You're going to hate it so much. I have no idea what to think about this, but it's gotten so much hype that I feel like it's my duty to give you my thoughts. And last summer, one of my favorite romances that I read was, what the fuck is that? Every Summer After? Yeah, Every Summer After. Hello? Why could I not remember that? It was one of my favorite reads of last summer, one of my favorite romances ever. And so I had to get the new release from Carly Fortune, Meet Me at the Lake. It's about a couple that spent 24 hours together, but the timing was just totally wrong. So they agree to meet up at the lake like years later and try again. I think it's like a 10-year after. So it's kind of getting like November 9 in a way. And I love November 9 by Colleen Hoover. So hoping this is a less problematic version of that. The next couple books were actually sent to me. The first one I have is The Adult by Bronwyn Fisher. So thank you so much to the publisher for sending this one my way. I absolutely love the sound of the synopsis. It says it's an addictively gripping coming-of-age story about an all-consuming, insidious love affair between a college freshman and a mysterious older woman from an unforgettable new voice in fiction. So it's a weird, fucked up dynamic, sapphic relationship that takes place in an academia setting. Hello? Yeah, I'm in. And I also have a book that was sent to me off my Amazon wish list. Thank you so much, Justice, for sending me Misery by Stephen King. And in your note, it says you want a buddy read. I am down to buddy read at any moment in time. So let me know when you want a buddy read. Hit me up in the comments. And congratulations on getting married and working on your novel. That is so cool. This is one that I've been wanting to get to for such a long time. It's a classic, Stephen King. An author gets kidnapped by his biggest fan. She tortures him. She set up the whole thing. We know the iconic movie with, who was it? Kathy Bates. I still haven't seen it because I want to read the book first. So after I read the book, I will definitely be giving that a watch. And I just have a couple more to mention for you guys. The first one is Paris, the memoir. This is the Paris Hilton memoir. Obviously, Megan absolutely raved about this one. So of course I had to pick it up. And the next one is actually another recommendation from Megan because I'm obsessed with her. And that is How I'll Kill You by Ren DiStefano. This is a thriller that she actually liked. Megan loves to rant about thrillers and I love to listen to her rant, but when she actually loves one, I'm like, okay, so this is like guaranteed gonna be amazing. We're following identical triplets who have a nasty habit of killing their boyfriends and what happens when the youngest commits their worst crime yet, falling in love with her Mark. It's giving Girl and Sexy, but ×3. Yes, please. And then I don't know if I'm the only person in the world that bought this book, but I'm never gonna let it go. The next book in the You series is called For You and Only You by Carolyn Kepnes. I believe that this is gonna be the last one, and we have to say goodbye to Joe after this one, at least in book form. I do love the show, but I love the book series as well. I'm one of those weirdos who does. So Joe Goldberg, our stalker king, we're gonna be following him as he's back at it again in this last novel. Then I have Group by Christy Tate. This is another one that people were talking about. They wanted to hear my thoughts on mental health books. So I'm going to do a vlog at some point. It probably won't be like me reading all of these back to back in one vlog. I think I'm gonna read like one a month for the next few months and then put all my thoughts in a video afterwards. So it'll take quite a few months to produce this video, but I want to review these like very popular psychology self-help books and give you guys a therapist perspective on it. This one is about group therapy. And I started out my career as a therapist, actually running groups. So I have quite a lot of thoughts on that. And the last book that I want to haul today for you guys is The School for Good Mothers by Jessamine Chan. And this one got very, very mixed reviews. Honestly, it's such a beautiful book that I don't think I could hate it just based on the cover. But it's about this like alternate society, dystopian kind of society where there's a school that you can get sent to learn how to be a good mother. And I think there's like not an equivalent for fathers, which is like obviously problematic. There's feminist commentary in here. It's kind of like Big Brother 1984 vibes, but updated with a feminist lens. It sounds like some kind of something that I would like, so I'm gonna give it a shot. It might also be in my books out of my comfort zone vlog. So with that, those are all the books that I had to haul for you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know down below, again, if I need to prioritize anything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a like if you liked it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to go to therapy and read a book this week. I will see you guys in my next one.